our industrial motor control subject. This is now a continuation after studying the timer. Okay? Previously, we have the time that is all about time delay relay. So I explained to you the difference between off delay and on delay. I also explained to you the functions, the applications, then how would you connect this in the circuit. So you have already the knowledge of the different types commonly used in industrial control. Now, this morning, again, this is a continuation from the video sequential control. I told you during the time that I'm going to give you a sequential control using timers instead of using push buttons. In the previous video, you will use two push buttons. The condition there is that conveyor number 2 will only run when conveyor number 1 is running. Meaning to say, you press first the start button 1 for conveyor 1, then that's the time that you will on the push button number 2 for conveyor 2. Because if you will directly push the button number 2 intended for conveyor number 2, it will not run. Because the condition said that you need to run first conveyor number 1, then conveyor number 2 will run. And then at the same time, if one of the motors is overloaded, both of them are disconnected from the circuit, but only one is overloaded. At the same time, you will know also which of the motor is overloaded by having the indicating lamps. So today, I'm going to give you the connection of a sequential control. You have the same problems, the same conditions, but the connection now is different. Because this time, you will only use one push button off and one push button start. And with the timer. The condition this time is like this. Motor number 1 will run by pressing the start button. After few seconds, motor number 2 will run. Okay? So we do not know yet the set time. No? So let us see, we have after 5 minutes, motor number 2 will run. Okay? So when you press the button start, motor number 1 or conveyor number 1 will run. Then after 5 minutes, motor number 2 or conveyor number 2 will run. The same, when one of them is overloaded, both of them are open or disconnected from the circuit. Then I did not include here the connection of your what we call lamps, but try to review the previous videos. No, the same connection. That would happen in having the indicating lamps. Okay, so you have here the connection. Okay, the problem here is conveyor 2 runs when conveyor 1 is energized. Then both will stop when one of the motors is overloaded. And then of course the number 3 here, you will know which motor is overloaded by having the indicating lamps. But I did not already include here the indicating lamps. So you try to review the previous connections. Okay. So you will observe, based on the condition, we have here the timer, the on-delay timer, and then we have the timing contact. Remember, this is the timing contact of your timing contact of your on-delay timer. And this is the magnetic coil of your conveyor number 2, magnetic coil of your time relay, and the magnetic coil of your conveyor number 1. Then this time we are only using one push button off, one push button on. Then you have your overload, maintaining contact. Okay? So, how it operates? I press the button here on. Then of course, this will energize, this will close. At the same time, the timer now is running because the magnetic coil is energized. Considering that it is connected parallel to the magnetic coil of your conveyor number 1. So, since the preset time here is 5 minutes, so we need to wait 5 minutes. So I own the conveyor number 1. Conveyor number 1 is running. After 5 minutes, remember, after 5 minutes, the timing contact will transfer to normally open. Okay? Will transfer to normally open. Then the conveyor number 2 now is running together with number 1. Okay? So that is time delay relay. We are using time delay relay. So automatically, motor or conveyor number 2 will run without pressing any button. But because it is dependent on the time delay relay. So this is not the connections. Look at that. So when one motor is defective, so one of this overload contact will open. So the rest will be open. If this will open, disconnected. If this will open, disconnected. Then it is now the work of the indicating lamps to find out which of the motor is overloaded. Look at the connection. Okay? Now, you know, we always preserve the lifespan of every part. So if the motor here is running 24 hours a day, then of course the timer there is always energized as well as the contact. In order to preserve the timer, we need to off the timer. Okay? But still the conveyor 2 is running. Then what you are going to do? So we need to change the what? The connections to meet that condition, that when motor number 2 or conveyor number 2 is already running, then automatically the time delay relay is also disconnected from the circuit, but both conveyors are already running. What we preserve is the life of your time delay relay. How would you change this? Simple, no? Very simple. So you are going to have this connection. Okay? So this time, you will place here, a normally close. Normally close auxiliary contact coming from where? Conveyor 2. So when this is energized, of course this will open and this disconnects the time delay relay magnetic coil. So once this is disconnected, what will happen to the contact here? It will go back to normal position. Then what will happen to your conveyor number 2? Coil. De-energize. So how would you maintain the flow of current here? So you need a holding circuit, a maintaining contact. So what you will do? You place here a maintaining contact. Where you will get the maintaining contact? From the C2. See? That would be the connection. So again, I will press the button here. This one is energized. This will close. Okay? And this will also energize the holding coil of the timer. After few seconds, this contact, the timing contact here, this one will on here, energizing the conveyor 2. When the conveyor 2 is energized, of course, what will happen to the auxiliary contact connected in series with the time delay relay contactor, or rather holding coil? This will also open. It looks like this. So when this is open, what will happen to the contact here? It will go back to normal position. But the motor now, the conveyor 2 now is running because of the maintaining contact. Okay? So, you preserve this one. But remember, the number 1 is already correct. But for me, I prepare this one so that I can preserve the life of the time delay relay. That is it. The same condition will happen. Okay? The same, but another way of another way of making a diagram by preserving the time delay relay. Okay? So I hope you understand. You can connect this in our instructional device in the laboratory. I prepared a mock-up there intended for these connections. The same power circuit. So review the topic number 16. You will be using the same the same power circuit. Okay? So this one can be, if your prime mover is 3-phase, then you can still use a single phase. The same power circuit, the same control circuit. Either 3-phase or single phase motor serve as your prime mover of your conveyor. I hope it is very clear. Okay? That is it. That is the final. You have here that one. Using or removing the time delay relay when the motor is running normal. So that's all for this topic. Thank you and good day.